Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm approaching 65 years old. I'm enjoying where we are right now, East Africa, Zanzibar, Tanzania. I actually retired from the federal government. I was in training and development and organizational development specialist. And let's see here, I worked about 21 something years. I have currently been retired about, wow, three, four, no, 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, I think it is. Do I have enough money to be retired? Unequivocally, yes. Yeah, absolutely, yes. I think one of the things that baffled me was, and this is before I filed for Social Security. One of the things that baffled me was that it really is true that your expenses can potentially go down because I'm no longer eating lunches out. I'm no longer buying suits, and a host of other things are not happening. And so that gives me a nice amount of money to work with. And as I said earlier, I only had like 21 years because some of my colleagues, they're starting to retire and they got things like, oh man, 30 years, 33 years, 35 years, 39 years, and they started when they were young. I didn't have all of that behind me to help prop up my earnings. Um, and then once I did apply for Social Security, which I went ahead and did because I want my money. I don't trust that it's going to always be there, sitting there. I don't care if I'm not 67 yet. I went ahead and went for it because I wanted my money. um, so yeah, I'm definitely enjoying a nice lifestyle, living very um, well. Yeah, so I'm blessed to have my health too. Why retire outside of the USA? Well, we just segued off of money, so that's a biggie because it's very expensive in the USA. I remember on one of our trips back home, we went by Chick-fil-A and got breakfast, and you're talking $100 or something like that. And I was like, I was dealing with sticker shock from a fast food restaurant, not a car, a fast food restaurant. And so the cost of living is going up, 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 up. Um, I remember before we moved from um, the East Coast to Los Angeles to SoCal that I was talking with a coworker, and she's from Southern California, and she said, and this was more than 10 to 15 years ago. She said that many of the people, and she's significantly younger than I, she was like in her 30s or 20s at the time. So she was saying many of her friends, they just could not afford to have an apartment. They have to live with someone, or many of them went back home. And you're going to say, well, that's California. Yeah, that's true. But the same thing is occurring in the DMV and some of the places in between. So the deal is the cost keeps going up. And then you have food and utilities, and maybe if you want to have a furniture and a bed and things like that. So those costs increase. The thing about there's also a cost, I believe, that's not monetary. Well, it can be, and that's your health. For instance, the it it's easier, I think, to find peace outside of the United States because the natural inclination is toward just doing something and being productive because you're trying to hustle. And the reason why you're trying to hustle is because you're trying to either pay some bills or you're trying to stock money away for the future, which isn't such a bad, it's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's bad, but it creates a hustle mentality. And if you want to stop and smell the roses, you don't have a lot of opportunity to do that. Whereas I think life outside of the US is dialed back a little bit. For example, I know one of our sons, he was able to go to France, and he talked about how, yeah, they kind of take it easy periodically in the middle of the day. Same as maybe in Mexico or a few other countries. So there's just a different mentality. And so I'm saying that not only is my dollar going farther, not only do I don't have the pressure of all these needful things to do to make more dollars because I'm not in the States, but also there's the health cost, which is I'm not paying such a high price for peace and solitude. And now I can be more creative, and it comes easily. I can flow in that. And so those things make it juicy to me to be able to retire outside. And you get that constant learning because you didn't grow up in the country you're in. And so you may, how is it? You are exercising your brain because you're learning. So you're doing something because you need to learn a new path. You need to learn a new story. You need to learn how to cook different. And it causes you to think more. You're not on autopilot so much. And those are some great reasons. But I mean, definitely the the benefits of living outside of the States they're enormous. Are there challenges? Yes, but the benefits, they're enormous. I would have to say to live outside of the States as a black man in my golden years is fabulous. Here's something funny. Let me just mention this. When I go into a store, I'm not looking for the urban products. There are no urban products because I happen to live in East Africa, and urban was, code word for black, and everyone's melanated, so there isn't any urban area. So it's funny because the little things matter, and that's a little thing, and it means I'm not constantly reminded that I'm different, and I see people who look like me. I was talking to the security guard just a few minutes ago while I was getting my salads, and he and I are just talking about some things easily. He's not like watching me over aggressively and all this kind of stuff. We're actually friends, and he's teaching me some Swahili things while we're just sitting there and talking about culture. There's opportunity for me to have more movement. I'm outside more, and because where we are, there's not going to be snow. It's generally going to be in the 70s to upper 80s year round. And so I'm going to be outside more. That's good for me to be walking around. I'm seeing the trees and the plants. I'm walking past banana trees. I can go to maybe less than 15 feet away and pick a banana, which I've done off the neighbor's tree. It's coconut trees. When another fellow expat came by the other day, shout out Jamaica, he stops by and he brings us a bag of coconuts. It's like the food is on the trees. Just really slow down and enjoy life, participate in life. I can plan things. A friend of ours, shout out to Ernest, he's up in Nairobi, Kenya, and he's talking about he's completed several ebooks, and I know that feeling. It's great. And so it's nice to do that. It's also nice to be around other expats who are in this age range, and especially guys too. So I've run into about 11 to 12 guys, and we've met maybe 3 or 4 times periodically. And it's fun. We might meet at the food court. We might go to someone's house or another house. We might celebrate a various feast or something like that. Or we might all go out to maybe a function in the evening at a restaurant. And that's nice. That's really enjoyable. I was really find it nice to be somewhat active. So I take walks in the morning. and that's enjoyable. You can see the ocean where we currently live, and you see people, we wave at them. I played basketball with the young people, and yes, I was competitive. Had one brother, shout out to Max, he came over and we I put up the net and we played a little bit of pickleball, just ad hoc out in front. Um, it's nice to go swimming in the swimming pool or to get in the ocean. Um, it's it's a cool kind of a lifestyle. Yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am living the life that I always dreamed of. I also want to say that I was one of those people while I was growing up, I saw no reason not to have fun while life was happening. In other words, I wasn't trying to save up on my vacation or something. I decided to take life for credit and not audit it. And so if you know what I'm talking about when you're in college and you have the choice to audit a course and you're really just sitting there and kind of soaking it in and seeing if you like it or not, versus people who are taking it for credit, they are really engaged, they're involved, they're participating. And so that's my mantra. I'm in life for credit. For hobbies and activities, I'll touch on those. I guess it's easier if I describe a typical day. So um, believe it or not, I still use the alarm clock. It's not set as early as it once was when I was working. And I do that because it can get warm here. And I like the warmth. I like being in shorts. I grew up being in shorts and I'm older and I want my shorts. And so I want to get out here before the sun gets too high in the sky and take a nice long walk, get the juices flowing, drink a lot of water when I get back, sit down, maybe spend 45 minutes or an hour or something in devotion time. Uh, then, if it's one of those days when we have a YouTube channel meeting, we have several meetings a week for several hours. So we're getting involved in that as a family because it is a family thing that we do. Um, I may sometimes I've been doing this thing where I might eat two meals or even one meal a day, and I'm finding that I'm trimming down. Brother, shout out to Troy, said to me the other day, I was stopping by his house to say hi. His wife gave me some cornbread. It was really good. And but he was saying, "Oh, you're looking trim. You're losing weight or releasing weight." And I was like, "Yeah." So I was feeling good. Um, and I have more time to do things. Maybe I might take a nap in the evening or something like that. And then sometimes I'll check the news. Now I prefer world news like Al Jazeera or somewhere out there. Um, and then maybe watch some YouTube videos, but for development, either personal development or professional development. Um, I mess around in terms of hobbies. Now I'm going to mess around on the guitar and or the keyboard or both. And I just like coming up with songs. I like learning the instruments and having fun with that. So that's pretty cool to do. Um, and it's nice because no, there's no dust on it. If you went in right now, there's no dust on the fretboard and there's no dust on the keyboard. That means I'm getting over there and I'm messing around. I'm doing some things. And I'm happy enjoying myself like that. I I wonder what my wife would think about um, us being retired here and enjoying ourselves. I would say that my wife Marlene is happy. We will make sure we schedule time. We have time on our schedule. We sit down together and I see how she's doing. Um, that includes everything from her feeling about her hair, her finding products for her hair, her going out with the other ladies. She was out about with four or five the other day, just enjoying going to different shopping places. Um, we were looking at videos of other countries, even back in the West, like Costa Rica, just checking them out, and or looking at others in this hemisphere because um, again, we want to enjoy life and we see opportunity maybe for our family to look at some other countries and be able to do that also. So I know she and I were talking. She's happy about that. I was happy about that, and she's let me know that she's feeling good about it. So I'm really enamored. I'm like, yeah, this is exciting. We're having a good time. We're going to be going out to dinner. A friend of ours I ran into at the food court. We were talking about her coming over for dinner, and so we'll look at that. So periodically we'll have somebody, a local, come in and they show us some things, or we're just crossing our legs, just chilling. And yes, I'm watching the Netflix movies I want to watch. I'm enjoying Pop It or Find Love. I think that's great. And when I look at things, they're on purpose too, though. They're intentional. And so, meaning I'm having fun, and Marlene and I are having fun looking at them and seeing how people interact and things like that, because we want to do that. If I were to give some advice to husbands who are looking to move abroad, I guess I would say, take into consideration your wife's state of mind. Think about what it is that creates an environment where she can thrive, and make sure those things are present. So, and I would suggest just ask, and or turn up your observation antenna and see what's already been told to you, and record that for posterity up in your mind, and work toward those things, that because you want to be working together. She can bring out the best in you if you allow her to, and if you don't create obstacles and barriers. So what that might look like is, if you know your wife likes, my wife likes the heat, okay? So we were in Los Angeles. Pacific Ocean is a little colder than the Atlantic, but it didn't seem, because we were out there, but we actually lived near the ocean. You had that breeze, and it was just a little cooler. And she was like, I want it hot so I can get in the ocean. Yeah. And so here she's been, I think, in the water a whole lot more, because it's warmer here. It's hotter. We're just below the equator, and we're closer to it. And so that's a consideration. Interacting with other people, whether it's going to salsa dancing, which we've done on a Tuesday night or something like that, or Taco Tuesday during the daytime at another restaurant. Finding out what her keys are to, again, as I said earlier, to really have, to be able to create an environment of success for she can thrive. So that would be my advice to husbands. Think in those terms. If somebody wants to, if they're really interested in moving abroad, because we don't convince people to do that, we just tell our experience, okay? And we share that. Now, we do have workshops if you're interested in going deeper into that, where we answer questions. Then I recommend that you take a look at it, all right? Go to the link. I'm sure there's going to be a link in the description. And we got a workshop coming up here in May. And so it gives you an opportunity to talk to our family, and talk to 4 of us, and learn about what our experiences as a family were firsthand. And also we have structured things for you so that you don't have to come up with something out of the left field, out of the blue. So you have to-dos, spreadsheets, task lists, how to prioritize things, how to really work on things. You got that kind of stuff going on. And we've gotten a lot of great comments. We got great testimonies, not 1, not 2, not 3, more than 4, 5, 7 testimonies that you can go to our website and hear those right now, as a matter of fact. So I say, come on out.